Okay. Can you see me and hear me clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Great. So let's begin today's session. Keep your back and neck straight. Sit comfortably and very gently close the eyes. Start watching the breath. Observe the natural flow of the breathing as you are inhaling and exhaling. Take your attention to your posture. Check your posture. See that you are correctly aligned. If there is any tension or stress in any part of the body, relax your body. Keep the body steady and slowly begin to deepen your breathing. Relax the mind and prepare the mind for chanting Om 3 times, followed by 3 Shantis. The deep breath in for Om. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Join your palms together. Begin to rub the palms. Place the palms on the eyes. Very slowly, while blinking and looking at the palms, begin to open up your eyes and come back with a big smile. That's a great one. Let us begin our session for today. So today, again, we are going to learn a new technique for pranayama, right? And this is again a heating and both heating and tranquilizing pranayama. So there are some pranayams which really help you to soothe yourself, and this is actually one of those pranayams. So today we are going to cover Ujjayi. Ujjayi Pranayama. Right, so this you have been practicing already in your Ashtanga classes also, but that is not the pranayam form that you're doing. Ujjayi breath is slightly different. Pranayam is always done in a sitting posture with a stable body. So you do Ujjayi breathing in Ashtanga, but when we talk of the pranayam, we are looking at the stability of the body. However, Ujjayi also has exception. This can be practiced in other postures as well, right? But the stability is important when you do this pranayama. Right? So, first let's come to the meaning. Ujjayi is derived from the root word J-I, which means to conquer. Right? And the prefix to this term is ud, ud, which means bondage. Right? So Ujjayi means to conquer bondage. Right? In English, it is also called the psychic breath. Breath. The spelling wrong. Psychic breath, Ujjayi Pranayama or psychic breath. So the meaning is to conquer bondage, and that is exactly what this pranayama does. As you go deeper into the practice, the bondage that the mind brings along, right, captures you in the thoughts, right? So when you do Ujjayi, you are free from that thing, right? So after the practice, you will get more insight into like why this has been said or why it has been named so. The English name for it is the psychic breath. So psychic breath, it's called psychic breath because of the result of the practice. So when you do Ujjayi, the mind becomes very, very calm, and the soothing of the nervous system takes place. So it is also called the psychic breath. This is also called the ocean's breath. Okay. There are multiple names given to this pranayama. So like the waves of the ocean, when you do this pranayama, that is the when you do this pranayama, the sound that is created is like the waves of the ocean, right? It's very close to the snoring sound also. It's a very low and deep kind of voice that is created when you do Ujjayi, right? Yeah. So for this pranayam, there is exception. So even though the preferable way to go about this practice is in a sitting posture, right? Whenever you are doing all the other pranayams, then when you are doing Ujjayi, even though you can practice it in like laying position also, while walking also you can practice this pranayam. But when you are doing the pranayam practices one after the other, so in between you won't lie down or you won't get up and start walking, right? So still I will stand by this thing that when done in a sitting posture, this has a very, very unique kind of impact. But you can, this is the only breath that you can like do while sitting, standing, laying down. So this exception, this is the only pranayam where this exception has been made, right? So Ujjayi is actually the form of breathing which sets in when you are in a very deep meditative kind of state, right? So when you are like, even when you sit for your meditation classes, you will see when you breathe, there is some little bit sound that you might feel that is being created, or you might feel the breath as it is passing through the throat, right? So Ujjayi breath is naturally triggered when you are in a very, very meditative state of mind, right? Yeah. So in our current practice, we are going to do this in a sitting posture only. This is also a heating pranayama. So it is both a tranquilizing and a heating pranayama. So after you do J, the body temperature, it is going to rise, but it's not as rigorous as Bhastrika or even Suryabhedan is slightly becomes slightly rigorous, not too rigorous, but with the mudra, the hand gets tired after a few rounds. In Bhastrika, it's very, very rigorous. So Ujjayi can be practiced by everyone, only someone who has a very introverted state of mind already. So Ujjayi is a practice which, again, like I told you, it's generally this breath happens automatically when we are in a meditative state. So it's a very introverted kind of pranayama. So it will lead to a lot of introversion. If somebody is already struggling with these things or doesn't want to, introspect or go inwards, then you should avoid the practice of this pranayama. Apart from this, everybody can practice this pranayama. So this yesterday's question is answered in today's class. So Ujjayi can be practiced by everyone. It is a safe practice. If you incorporate retention, then avoid it for heart patients. But normal continuous practice, everybody can do. Right? All right, let's discuss the benefits, then I will demonstrate and then we'll practice. Right? So Ujjayi has many, 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 many benefits. Okay. From inducing relaxation in any pose that you are in to, the deeper benefits. It is very, very useful, right? So when you do asanas, you do the Ujjayi breath. So it's quite similar. So in Ujjayi pranayam, the traditional technique is a little bit different and that cannot be done in other postures. But if you just go for the continuous inhalation and exhalation, that can be done in posture. So it induces a lot of relaxation on the bodily level, mental level. Even if you feel very emotional, Ujjayi breathing, it's going to calm you down, right? Ujjayi breath, overall, it's we place some pressure on the throat when you do Ujjayi, right? So your thyroid and parathyroid gland, both of these get triggered, right? So thyroid is associated with the metabolism of the body, right? So it leads to a good metabolism of the body. And even if somebody has hyper or hypo, so if the thyroid level is lower or higher, it doesn't matter, they can do Ujjayi. Ujjayi will balance out, right? So for thyroid patients, this is the practice, right? This is the main practice that they can do in order to tackle this disease, right? It's very calming and soothing for the person who is doing this practice, and hence, all other benefits. I will not elaborate too much on the benefits. All the other benefits, they come along. The practice which brings the stability to the mind. It will also like trigger the physical benefits, and it will trigger benefits on a much deeper level as well. So it works both ways, even towards the emotions and spiritual side. So Ujjayi is a great practice to do before meditation also, right? Because you are voluntarily creating, doing the practice, and it helps to uh, create that state of mind which is ideal for meditation, right? People who have any kind of mental issues or have accumulate a lot of stress during their day, they should go for Ujjayi practice. This can be done before sleeping also, and this can be practiced in Shavasana also. So someone who is experiencing a lot of stress, for them this practice is amazing. And even for people who suffer from insomnia, they cannot sleep, they can lie down in shavasana before they go to sleep, and do a few rounds of Ujjayi Pranayama. So like abdominal breathing, this practice is also very, very useful for someone who finds it difficult to fall asleep, right? So yeah, these are a few benefits, and I'll just demonstrate the technique. Any doubts so far? No doubts. All right. So the technique is very simple. All you have to do is you have to inhale as if you are taking in the air through the throat, right? So when I demonstrate, I will create a louder sound so that you can hear me, right? But when you ideally do this practice, only you should be able to hear the sound, or if somebody is sitting very close to me, they will be able to hear the sound, right? So just sit comfortably with the eyes closed, and there is sound during inhalation and exhalation both. Okay, so you will feel a contraction in your throat region, and you will even be able to see it if the practice is rigorous, right? I hope I was audible both the times. The first time I was more audible. So during inhalation, it is the voice that is generated, it is more, right? Because at that point of time, you're taking in the air, right? So you can regulate this pressure, right? But when you are exhaling again, the breath that comes out, it is a little bit slow, hard to hear that sound, but you will feel the breath pass through the throat, right? And you will feel this thing because you are uh, creating that kind of pressure. You are making sure that the breath passes in that way, right? So it's a very ocean like sound which is created. And if you face difficulty in doing this, so for a beginner, just creating the sound, a little bit. So right now when I did it in a continuous flow, because we have been practicing, or maybe some of your students, they would have been practicing, so for them it won't seem that difficult, right? But for a beginner it seems very difficult, right? How do I do this thing, right? So for them, ask them to create this sound very like momentarily, right? Very momentary sound that will help them to eventually understand where the pressure needs to be applied in the throat region, so that they can when they go for the longer inhalation, they can create that sort of sound. So beginners, they can go for this practice. Any doubts? Any issues? All right. So we'll directly step into our practice then. Yeah. So sit comfortably. Keep your back and neck straight, and gently close your eyes. Start observing the natural flow of the breathing. Watch the breath as it comes in and as it goes out. Just keep following your breath. Check your posture once. If you need to align your body, take a few moments to align the body, to relax the body. Gently come back to your breathing and begin to deepen the breath. Go for the practice of Puraka and Rechaka. Prepare yourself for the first practice. Keeping the back and neck straight. You're going to go for the practice of abdominal breathing. Expel out all the air from the body. Exhale fully. Begin to inhale. As you inhale, your abdomen should rise. As you exhale, contract your abdomen. Continue this practice. Keep the mind focused on the abdomen. Complete 2 more rounds and then suspend your practice. Keeping the back and neck straight, simply observe the impact of abdominal breathing. We will go for one round of chest breathing next. So, feel the need, change your posture. Keep the back and neck straight. Exhale fully. As you begin to inhale, expand your chest. As you exhale, relax your chest. Continue this practice. Three more breaths, and then we'll suspend the practice. Keeping the back and neck straight, simply observe the impact of thoracic breathing. Prepare yourself for the practice of yogic deep breathing. Again, if you feel the need, change your posture. Keep the back and neck straight. Exhale fully. As you begin to inhale, feel the abdomen expand. Feel the rise in your chest. Fill in the full breath, just so you can feel the rise in the collarbones. As you begin to exhale, first the collarbones will get released. Chest will relax, and then contract your abdomen properly to expel out all the air from the body. Keep the mind focused on the breathing. Go for one more round and then suspend your practice. Keeping the back and neck straight, simply observe the natural flow of the breathing and the change that has occurred after the practice of yogic deep breathing. Okay, and if you feel the need, change your posture. Keep the back and neck straight. Prepare for the next practice. Begin the practice of Anulom Vilom. Form the preferable mudra with your right hand. Bring the hand close to your nose. Exhale fully. Close the right nostril. Inhale through the left side. Close the left nostril. Open the right nostril. Exhale. Begin to inhale through the right side. And exhale through the left side. This is one round. Continue your practice. Go at your own pace. After 2 more rounds, suspend your practice. Keep the back and neck straight. Again, just observe the impact of the practice. We prepare for our final practice, the practice of Ujjayi Pranayama. Change your posture before we step into the practice. Keep your body relaxed and aligned. exhale fully. As you begin to inhale, create that snoring like sound on the back side of your throat as you inhale in. As you exhale again, there should be sound. And go for the practice of few rounds of Ujjayi Pranayama. Try to keep the inhalations and exhalations equal. Keep continuing your practice. Feel the tranquilizing effect of Ujjayi Pranayama as you go deeper into the practice. For last 3 rounds and then suspend your practice. In the back and neck straight. Just feel the impact of Ujjayi Pranayama Your attention should be focused on the throat region. Again, if you're feeling the need, you can change your posture. Keeping the back and neck straight. Let's close today's session. Take a deep inhalation and then go for a deep exhalation. We'll end today's session by chanting Om 3 times, followed by 3 shantis. Take a deep inhalation for Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Gently bow down your head while you join your hands together. Take out a few moments for a sense of gratitude. Begin to rub your palms together. Keep the palms on the eyes. We'll do this one more time. Begin to rub your palms together. Keep them on the eyes. When you feel ready, very slowly, while blinking and looking at your palms, begin to open up your eyes and come back with a big smile. Namaste, everyone. Any doubts in your practice?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, during breathing, I'm sorry. During breathing, ma'am, that sound was not coming. During exhalation, like I usually practice Ujjayi breathing, Ujjayi Pranayama. So during exhalation, the sound comes from the throat. But during inhalation, I just can't do it. I feel that I'm breathing, I taking it in through my throat. So that feeling comes in, but the sound doesn't comes in. So I tried taking that effort, like you said, that take an effort and do it, but that was making me tired.
No. So go for a shorter breath, like very very short breath where your focus is just to create that sound. Just a very like okay. So it's like a crow-like sound. Initially, you can begin with that. So initially, you can go for a louder sound, creation of louder sound, and eventually, when you start doing it, it will become lower, right? So like if you just want to create that sounds, I'll just demonstrate. Okay, so when you create this sound, so this kind of sound, like you just create it and then you release, right? So just creating that sound on the back side of your throat, just like the crow. If you try this, like, are you able to create this kind of sound?
Like this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So this is exactly how the pressure is going to like come up when you do the Ujjayi breathing. So when you like right now, like you are doing it very like just momentary sound is being created, right? Then go for this practice for a few times, okay, and then try to elongate. So try to elongate this sound, right? Like you just say a letter and then you elongate that letter, right? When you say it. So in that same way, it's like creation of that sound, then elongating of that sound, and eventually when you breathe in, it won't create this much sound. But then you'll understand how you have to regulate the pressure also in the throat region, right? So take some time today, practice. Okay, tomorrow, if you are still facing this issue, so we'll discuss, or in 1 or 2 days. So for 1 or 2 days, if you feel like it, if today you are not able to practice it that much, in 1 or 2 days, you can do the practice and see the impact. If it's coming, that's okay. If it is not, then again, I'll guide you further, right?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye bye. I will see you
Bye.
tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.